All right, what's up? Welcome back. It's What's the Running Podcast. It's your boy, Dr. J.
Mr. Wash.
Ashley Ray.
It's your weekly conversation on mental health, social issues, and all the other contributing factors that plague society. This is What's the Running Podcast. What's going on, y'all? Hold on.
Get the corona off me.
Get the corona off me. We're going to jump
Pass the line.
Yeah, no. Excuse me. So anyway, we're going to jump right into today's topic. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to talk just briefly about like the election because Super Tuesday just passed, not like last week. So since Super Tuesday just passed, a lot of things came out. People, the Democratic ticket is making its way into formation.
Down to two people now.
Yeah. So
it is?
Old ass Bernie Sanders versus old ass Joe Biden.
Two old.
Oh my God.
Very old white men.
Two old white men.
Two very old white men.
And I still ain't happy.
You shouldn't be.
One is the crazy science teacher, high school teacher, and the other one was Obama's wingman.
Okay, so but today what we're going to talk about, just real briefly, is like what effect this election is going to have on us. Because like we said, we like to talk about us and our people.
Yeah.
And issues that affect us.
And the reason why we're talking about it is because, as like I said, we just Super Tuesday just passed, and they had like the election in South Carolina on Saturday, and black people showed out for Joe Biden, and pissed a lot of people off.
Joe.
Because we actually showed how much power that when we come together, we actually have.
So my first question is, why are so many black people voting for Joe Biden?
Because he's Obama's wingman.
And that, you know what? And that's what I said. And I was like, I don't like that idea.
Well, a lot of people don't like that deal, but this is what it is though. Because, like, for one, the young vote didn't turn out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The young vote was like 13% the last election, and it's like 13% again.
Yeah.
And old black people showed up and voted. And just like with old black folk and everything else, it's like you need a cosigner.
Mm-hmm.
So if the cool person, whatever, the person that you fuck with, cosigns you, then everybody fucks with you. Obama cosigns Joe Biden, everybody like, oh, I know that nigga.
Right. They know Obama. Oh, that was Obama vice president.
That's his partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We do
I'm
that.
fucking with him.
That's so sad though, man. That's how we get
do
fucked
that.
up situations.
Yeah.
True. Oh, you know her? Yeah, I know her sister. I was like, okay, I'm gonna let her do my hair. Next thing you know, I ain't letting that bitch do my hair. That's usually how I be like, I ain't letting that bitch do
You
my
got
hair
somebody
no
to
more.
co-sign and you be like, okay, I'm gonna roll with them.
Nikki told me she was gonna have my hair lace front, crooked.
I got to get somebody to co-sign for you. Then, like I say, somebody gets. But basically, Joe Biden is white boy Rick.
White boy Rick. Y'all ain't seen White Boy Rick?
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I'm gonna say, but he's white boy Rick because everybody like, oh, that's Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He will buy, look cool, and put the shades on. I'm saying, everybody, Uncle Joe.
Yeah. You just gotta have the right person to be in your corner, and all of a sudden. Y'all see the meme, because I seen a meme just speaking on Joe Biden and what he's bringing to the table. Y'all see the meme where it had everything that Bernie Sanders was for, it had everything Elizabeth Warren was for, and it had everything that Joe Biden was for.
Yeah.
And like it had check marks all under Bernie Sanders for everything. Elizabeth Warren had check marks on everything but like two things. Like it was talking about like student loans, being forgiven, and all that kind of shit. And then it had under Joe Biden, it had X's for the entire thing. Like he's not offering shit for nobody.
He ain't got to offer shit. You know what I'm saying? We know this nigga.
He's like, I ain't got shit for y'all, but look at me, baby. Obama, baby.
Yes.
Obama, baby. You know me.
And we fucks with it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is why we fucks with it. Because nigga, you not even lying to us.
Right. He ain't
you know
lying to you.
Them other two motherfuckers lying. Hey, I'm talking about free school and free healthcare. Well, bitch, how you gonna do it? Yeah.
See, the issue right now, and this is gonna be a real like political little short podcast because my whole thing right now is they were talking about like the wealth tax because that's how they were talking about paying for schools and doing shit like that. Is that people that are really really wealthy pay a tax and then that money goes into providing things like that, healthcare, tuition, that kind of shit. And they were talking about how I think it was it Mike Bloomberg? Mm-hmm. He spent like $500 million just dropped. He's like, I need a campaign. Here's $500 million. Yeah, and just like he wasn't shit because I mean he got like $64 billion.
He's like one of the top 10 people, whatever, richest people in the world.
Right, and so he's got billions and billions of dollars. So $500 million for him ain't shit. That's like us dropping 50. Like I'll give you 50 real quick. So he dropping $500 million, but they were talking about how that $500 million would actually pay tuition for many people, like most people in the country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
they can fix the Flint water crisis and do a whole bunch of other
but
shit.
But y'all don't give a shit. They're not gonna do that.
But if we do the same thing with the wealth tax and just have people, okay, well you got $60-something billion, put $100 million into this tax, and they're like, well, no, we're not gonna do that. But that little tax they would have paid wouldn't be a drop in the bucket for them. It wouldn't even hurt them at all. But it's just a simple fact that nobody wants to feel like, well, in our society, in our capitalist society, nobody wants to feel like they giving money to help somebody else out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna give you money so that you can eat groceries and shit. Nah, you need to go out there and work. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of the people in that upper 1% feel. And so, like, I feel like just from the campaigning and everything like that, when that whole Bloomberg shit came out, I was like, damn, like, this nigga really did drop $500 million like it wasn't shit. Like, he just gave it up. He's like, oh, I need to campaign here.
Yeah, and he ain't done it.
Yeah.
He's like, he finna drop some more money.
Like, he's gonna have so much fucking money.
He finna drop money to help Biden out. Like, he's gonna, because, and this is the thing that makes people want to talk down on Biden's record and stuff like that, which makes sense. You can't basically be like, oh, prop this nigga up, oh, he's cool with Obama, blah, blah. But the fact that he wants to help all the down ballot races, like, he understands, like, hey, I need to be at the top of the ticket. You can say what you want to say about me, whatever case may be, all right? But by helping me, I'm going to help the nigga that's running for Senate in Texas or in South Carolina or whatever. I'm going to help the people that's running for state offices, whatever, representatives, whatever, in your cities and your state. That basically, I'm going to make sure that we put certain people on the courts, you know what I'm saying, by winning this election, whatever. Because by being just on the top, like Bernie Sanders, whatever, it's like, hey, vote for me, I'm going to be the president, blah, blah, blah. But if you become president, 9 times out of 10, how it looks, whatever, everybody that's running for Democrat on different things, whatever, going to lose. So you can be the president, you might win the presidency, but you can't get shit passed. All this free college shit, all this other shit, Medicare for all, and get passed because you have nobody in the Senate or in the Congress, whatever, or in the House to help you pass that.
Yeah. Right. And so the big thing is, and this is one of the things that, you know, we kind of brought up before, well, I don't know if we brought it up before, but like, it's been brought up before in conversation about how, like, when Trump got elected, everybody's like, oh shit, Trump in office, he gonna do some crazy shit, and everybody's like, well, it's okay because we still got a Democratic House or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 years later, they had an election where, like, the House became Republican. And then, like,
well, no, it was when Trump got elected, everything was Republican.
Everything was Republican.
And then 2018 is when the House became
Democratic. Okay, but like the whole thing right now is that everybody's saying, well, yeah, Bernie is saying he's gonna do this, 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 and this, but I mean, he not gonna have the support to actually get it passed, and that's how checks and balances comes into play. But I don't know. Like, I still think for the symbolicness of a presidential election, it still means something. Like, if we're gonna put somebody in office, like Trump getting in office really meant something. Besides the policies he's passing, because everybody's talking about, you know, how that them Negroes went up in there and called him the first black president and shit like that. Like, it was just like, it's crazy shit going on since Trump got in office. Besides the fucking policies, like, putting somebody in the presidential office means a lot more than what policies they're gonna pass. It's a testament to what's going on in society. When Obama became president, everything was like, you know, kumbaya shit. And then we were like, well, and that's why people overlooked a lot of his policies that weren't the best. Yeah. And then Trump is doing some decent policies sometimes, but he's Trump, and he turned the country on his head. So,
and that's another reason why Joe Biden is leading now, because he comes off as a decent person. At the end of the day, like, hey, we don't know his policies, some of his policies yet, or what the case may be, but hey, he comes off as somebody I could talk to. They'll have a meeting with. They're gonna be like, that's not on face value. Gonna be like, why this nigga here? And stuff in the office, whatever the case may be, or basically you pandering or whatever. You look like, oh, you the first black president and all this other shit, or you have people basically giving speeches. Trump shows up to something and people like, yeah, Mr. President, before I speak, I want to say how great of a person that you are, and we're so lucky for your leadership and all this bullshit. And it's like, this nigga just lied like 50 million times, but you saying how you kissing ass. Yeah. And stuff. So like I say,
really like him.
Kiss ass of a white man.
You know what I'm saying? And then like I said, but you have Bernie Sanders basically wants to blow everything up.
Yeah.
Because
he walked like he was burning shit
because
like, damn, like, walk like this.
Because what they wanted to say when they were like doing Medicare for all means you're scrapping Obamacare, you're scrapping private insurance, and basically you have no way to replace it.
But say what you want about my nigga Bernie. This nigga's been consistent since like 1960, dog.
I'm not doing shit.
Just
yelling.
talking that shit.
Just yelling.
Since 1960 something, dog.
He's an old man that be on the bench yelling at the birds and shit.
This nigga been talking that shit for almost...
How old is he now?
78, yeah. So he was like in his 20s. He been talking that shit for like 50 years.
He like you see on movies and TV shows, whatever, how like that crazy white man that be, the old white man that be yelling at people in school and shit. He's that dude.
That nigga real though.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't gonna. I mean, none of that shit's gonna happen that he trying to do. But I appreciate him being consistent in the fact that like I'm gonna keep cutting for the shit that I want to get, even if I, you know.
Yeah, niggas like, yeah, you know who knows like Fidel Castro wasn't that bad. Niggas like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, cause like Florida people, like Cubans and shit like that, they hate Bernie Sanders.
Right, cause he Fidel Castro. Like when Kaepernick wore the Castro shirt.
Yeah.
But like people don't realize that Castro was, you know, he was a big part of, you know, the civil rights fight. You know, and Malcolm X was cool with Castro and shit like that. So
yeah, like I say, as a person can have some good qualities, whatever. But like you're saying, a person can be like, hey man, like I say, it's talking about like Castro's like literacy program and stuff like that, and some of the good stuff things Cuba was doing, and people like that's cool. But you can't be like, oh, that's what's up, that's cool. When you have a family member over here, it's like my parents or my mother lived under Castro. And they was taking niggas out the house and killing them and shit. Yeah. And it's like...
So, Ashley, you want to give your political opinion?
No.
You don't feel that?
Ashley look like she don't feel shit.
But just give your naive opinion when you say you don't go into things, whatever. You just kind of like, on the outside looking in, how you just look at it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you vote?
Yeah.
Who you voted?
That's none of your business.
You right. You goddamn right, it's not my business.
I have no opinion.
On anything.
So like, okay, so this is a different direction with the same kind of with the same conversation. When y'all go in and vote, do y'all be like, y'all ever click that all Democratic thing?
just go with it.
I click it and I want to read over all my shit that I click. Like maybe I clicked it.
Wait, so you click all Democratic and then read all the candidates after?
Yeah, I want to see what they do.
I ain't gonna bullshit you. Like I say, like, well, when the general election, whatever, you can do a whole Democratic ticket and stuff. Like when the general election.
But with
like,
this,
with this stuff, this is what I did. I knew exactly who I wanted for the presidency.
Yeah.
But then everybody else, I picked all women.
You picked women? Oh, okay. Why?
I picked all women because I feel like a lot of the shit with different offices, state reps and stuff like that, be a bunch of old white men that just want to hold office for like.
I picked women too.
I think, but that's
I was like, that's good reason though.
You know, we've had this conversation before. This is another direction for the same conversation, but
a couple of shit I ain't
we talked about like how like women can go into these roles and maybe they do a different job, but a lot of times once they get in there, like they act the same. They have the same power trips as the men do. So I mean, like, I'm for women getting into the offices.
I say, hey, I put them all in there. Be like, hey, y'all fuck it up, and then y'all see.
Yeah, we gonna see. I want to see them actually do something different. I want to take the chance on women making a difference. Cause I even
men been fucking up for the longest.
And you know what else is really good?
I feel like you should. Why can't it just be people may not be needed to be in those type of roles? You know, women or men. Some people are just fucked up.
But that's what I'm saying is that like with women and men, like no matter who is in that role, because everybody's like, oh, it's because men are in that role. Some people
take power the wrong way and they just abuse it. And you be like, bitch, what? What did you say?
That's my point.
Because I feel like Meek got abused. Like that bitch was crazy.
But that's my point. Like people always be like, oh, it's because men are corrupt and blah blah blah. So if you had women in there, they wouldn't be corrupt. Too. Women can be corrupt too. So
we lot better than y'all. So I don't know damn well. We about to come in that bitch. What?
No,
you right. No, you ain't.
But I can't lie. The judge I had for my case.
Was it a man or woman?
It was a woman. She was really nice.
Oh, she was trying to take care of you, sister.
She took care of everybody. She wasn't a sister.
Oh, she was a sister. Never mind.
I was kind of nervous.
I say like my sister.
Don't always think sisters are gonna let you go. They'll probably a couple of be like, oh bitch, you think you cute?
Yeah.
Damn. They're coming out humble.
But you know what else is really good is name recognition, because I was at home one day like a couple weeks ago and I just happened to be home and somebody rang my doorbell and I go downstairs and it's like two black women there and they're telling me about this lady named Lakeela Basie. And so like I was like, oh okay, well tell me about the candidate, blah blah blah. And she was running for I think Senator.
They knocked on your door?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so like she was telling me about it.
You really opened the door?
I wasn't at first, but then like my dog, I put the dog up, and then when I put the dog up, I went to the door because I thought it was somebody else because I was waiting for a package or something, and so I thought it was that. And so when I opened it, it was these black ladies, and they had just dropped off this pamphlet or whatever, and they were like about to walk away. They're like, "Oh shit, we heard your dog. We were finna go." And so like, they're like, "We just want to tell you about the Gila Basin, blah blah blah." They told me about the candidate, but like, I didn't know who else was running in that race.
So you voted for her.
It was a black woman.
This bitch might put everybody in jail, and he voted for her.
No, she's a senator, I think. I think she was going for senator. Okay. I don't even know what she won. But
we don't know what the fuck she gonna do, but they knocked on the door.
Like
this nigga just voted because they knocked on the door.
It was two black women. Tell me about a black woman.
Bloomberg's people, they knock on the door too goddamn late for me. They were killing me.
I ain't get knocked. Those were the only doors like that. That was the only time somebody knocked on my door was that black.
But they didn't tell me anything. He was just like, "Are you gonna vote?" I was like, "He didn't give me no what mail run. He didn't tell me nothing."
You know who Bloomberg is?
I know.
Bloomberg big shit.
But why you knocking on my door?
He wanna make sure you go out there and vote.
Don't knock on my damn door.
I just, like I said, this election cycle, I just like it. Like I said, people in their feelings with certain things, whatever.
And the text message.
Yeah, text messages was getting on
killing
everything.
I never got text messages.
No, they text my mom. They text me with my mom, my brother. I was like, where the fuck are they getting this? Yeah. They never said Ashley. Yeah. All I heard was Theodore and Gert. Theodore and Gert. I was like,
getting the same thing.
I never got no text message, and everybody was talking about their text messages going.
I text back, leave me the fuck alone, or what? It was after the election. Like, text for it.
Nah, but like I said, I like the Joe Biden thing because at the end of the day, I liked how the Democrats came together like the damn Avengers against Bernie Sanders, and was like against like you know because it gets to a point where like you gotta flex your muscle a little bit. You gotta be like black people respect fuck shit. People like you tell nigga fuck.
Sean King gonna get your ass.
Sean King got his own problems right now.
Sean King, Sean King another.
Let's talk about this.
Because I know you're
fake mulatto motherfucker right here.
You seen that shit where
my cousin said, I thought he was white. I don't think so.
Yeah, somebody said this. It was like, if you look at Sean King's family picture, everybody's white. So how is he black?
I couldn't have me laughing.
You seen that shit recently? What happened?
With Rachel
Maddow?
What
happened?
Wait, what happened with Rachel Maddow?
Well, Rachel Maddow, they had like the election coverage with her, right? And then Sean King reported to this is what I'm talking about right here. Rachel Maddow reported that senior officials in the Democratic Party are trying to get certain people to drop out to help out Biden, right? And Rachel Maddow he put it on Twitter. Uh-huh. And then Rachel Maddow hopped out on Twitter and tweeted to his post, was like, "What are you talking about? I never said that." So everybody's like, "Oh shit, you called him out, blah blah blah, this and that." So he pulls a clip and like, "See, so you didn't say that right there, this and that." And everybody's like, "Nigga, you reaching." She reporting like they had talked to interview somebody, and the dude was like, "Yeah, we're getting rumblings, whatever. Like, you know, a lot of people are trying to tell the other Democrats to consolidate and stuff like that." And she just reported on that, like she was like, she was talking in a conversation like, "Yeah, it's kind of funny how such just said how the people in the Democrat establishment."
So she's just basically reporting on somebody else.
Yeah, with somebody else saying that they just had on talking about it, and he was like, "See, this shows how the Democrat parties are against him because Rachel Maddow just put it out there." And it was like, "Nigga, you lying." And other people start coming out talking about how Sean King lied. One lady that worked with him, whatever, she was like, "No, he's a snake and he's a fucking liar." And like she's like an official, like, because she had a blue check and everything else, and Roland Martin. Like damn, like
I know it's a lot of people that
see, and that
he was blocking people. Like Roland Martin had hit him up, was like, "Hey, you tripping? You need to chill out, this and that." And then Roland Martin posted, "Get somebody. He just blocked me."
Sean King been tripping because that's not even what I was talking about.
Oh, but then, like I said, when all that happened, he got all that smoke for that. Then he heard how like, "Hey man, you know they executing the dude." You know, this and that.
Like, yeah, that's what.
Even outside of that, so after the dude, it was the Nate Woods. Nate Woods was getting executed. So Nate Woods ended up getting executed.
Yes.
And so right after that, Sean King posted a big thing talking about y'all know I've been working on the Nate Woods thing, so it kind of pushed my book back. So if y'all could, since I did so much for Nate Woods, could y'all just go ahead and buy my book too?
He said it like that.
He
might be a nigga. He might be a nigga. Because that's what niggas do.
Yeah.
But like that.
Since I supported you, know.
Yeah, see, since I was doing this shit, so you gonna
buy your book.
Y'all gonna buy my book. Like, dog, like, he was just, like, Sean King been tripping. He always tripping when something big politically happens.
Yeah. Like that girl that got shot down here. He didn't even know everything about the house. He was on it.
Mm-hmm. Who was
the little girl that got shot by Walmart over here? They made a big thing.
Okay.
That ain't not what happened. He should have waited. Everybody should have waited.
Oh, like he made a big to do about the little girl that was crying on top of the road with the immigration thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And that wasn't how
everything went down. I was like, you had me posting shit. I was like, no, but that's why I had to stop following him. Yeah, I was like, stop doing that.
But like I say, like for the past 2-3 months, he's been like anything he can find on Biden, whatever he posts, whatever. And bigs up Bernie and say like, let's see how the establishment this and that. And like everybody's like looking at like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you sleeping with Bernie Sanders or something? Are you
It might be his uncle.
Because like Bernie had a big push the first time when he was going against Hillary. So like Bernie is big on like getting those big celebrities. Like there's a few
like Sean King, Nina Turner, Killer Mike.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
He get those few people that are gonna like really cut for him, like gonna post everything about him and go against his opponent with everything. And you know, this brings me to another thing. We can kind of close out in a minute, but one of the other things I don't get about elections is that like especially like the Democratic primaries. So like I'm finna tear the fuck out of this person that I'm running against for the Democratic primary. I'm finna tell you everything terrible about them, blah 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 blah. But then if they win, I'm gonna back them and say that they're a great person.
I don't understand that. Sense. Yeah, like wasn't it Elizabeth Warner going after like Bloomberg so bad? Did she endorse anybody?
Well, no, she hasn't endorsed anybody, but she pretty much has backed Biden with some things, whatever. She hasn't came out officially, but she's kind of backed with some stuff because it's fucked up. Like she went at Bloomberg hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And basically took him out and stuff like that. But then Bernie's people try to take her out. Because like she's the other progressive person in the race, whatever.
Right. Her and Bernie have a lot of similar things.
And when she when the Democrats are all like when Buttigieg and Klobuchar and everybody when they all dropped out and all backed Biden and whatever, they were saying that why you don't drop out and back Bernie. And she stayed in for Super Tuesday and stuff like that. So they was tweeting her and putting stuff like snake emojis, talking about you fake, you this and that, blah blah blah. So when she got out the race, or whatever, now you got to bring people like, because they like, oh, we can get these voters with her, right? Oh, Elizabeth Warren, you did such a great race and blah, blah, blah. But then she did an interview with Rachel Maddow on MSNBC talking about, she talked about both people. She's like, Biden's a decent person. She's like, that's who he is. That's who he always shown me to be. He's a decent man, right? She was like, Bernie, when she went to Bernie Sanders, whatever, she was like, he needs to be responsible for the people that represent him. Because of all the evil and mean and threatening tweets and all this other stuff like that, he needs to address this type of thing.
I mean, he got a whole like hive, kind of like a beehive, or whatever, where like these people like putting death threats out on people and doing shit like that, but it's because they support him, and he has to like.
They went after Ava DuVernay on Twitter.
Yeah,
like she put like because Bernie was saying something like, hey, I'm putting the Democratic and Republican people on notice with her, right? It's like that. She was like, I know what I want in the president, and this ain't it. And they basically came for her. It was like, it's like this line, this say, oh, look at this fake black bitch, this and that. And they were like, and she tweeted us like, look at this shit that I'm getting from not really just saying anything. I just say what I dislike, and I'm getting all this hate. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, and I think, you know, and it's something that we've touched on multiple times before, just social media culture in general. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, people have, like, gotten this idea that you have to agree with me. Like, it's to the point where, okay, now because politics has always been like this. But politics has always been something that, like, if you wasn't involved with it, you just ain't really give a fuck. Because, like, if you wasn't reading the paper every morning, because, I mean, like, you didn't have internet like that. So back in the day, if you wasn't watching the news, watching CNN, like you had to be watching CNN in order to get any of this information, or C-SPAN or some shit like that, or you had to be reading the newspaper, catching the news. Like you had to keep up in order to be into politics. Now it's like any other pop culture event, and so you're gonna get a lot of weirdos in that shit that are gonna do crazy shit.
But which is the funny part though, because like I think I watched Bill Maher last night, and he basically said it to this point. He was like, until the election is online. Well, young people ain't gonna vote. He say young people ain't gonna vote for that shit. Cause he say all the he said all this Twitter outrage and everybody that's mad on Twitter and stuff like that. That's the people that didn't show up.
Right. They don't.
You know what I'm saying? The people that don't be on Twitter, the old folks like that, they still probably read the paper or look at the news like that. That's people that wait in line and shit like that.
We used to that. Yeah. They ain't used to wait in line. They impatient and they want it now. So you right.
I seen an article. I didn't read the whole article. I'll admit I didn't read the article, but I seen an article about how like long lines were detrimental to certain demographics of people.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of minorities, a lot of young people, a lot of them type of people, they see the line, they're like, oh well, fuck that, I ain't finna vote. Yeah. So like they were saying that like, you know, old white people, they're like, yes, no, I'm gonna exercise my civic duty and I'm gonna go wait in this line.
That's
and
what
so
I thought.
they're gonna put their vote in.
Yeah.
So like now you got long lines and you got young people who be like you said, like Ashley said, like
they're not patient.
You don't have the patience to be sitting in line. Then you got black folks or any other minorities be like, I got other shit to do. Like I ain't got time to be standing 2 hours in a fucking line to vote for some white nigga that's only.
We only stand in line for Jay's, my nigga. For Jay.
Because it'll be a 50-year-old black woman or black man, right? That will wait in the line for 5-6 hours to go do his vote, right? It'll be a 25-year-old black woman, black man that would tweet out a picture of the line and say, fuck this shit. I'm finna leave.
Look at this shit. I'm in our neighborhood. Like,
and then like me to see that picture and be like, oh
hell no. I ain't gonna lie. I did see a picture like that. I was like, hell no. It ain't even in my neighborhood. I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, hell no.
My line wasn't that long, but the shit I seen, I was like,
but that's how it is though. They like you can get mad. They like you get mad and just get mad and want to tweet some shit, whatever. But the people that's actually, like they say, when South Carolina came out and the black vote really went for Biden and stuff like that, Bernie Sanders was a negative on him. It's like his people and stuff basically called the black folk of South Carolina like low educated voters. No. Because they went because they voted for Biden or whatever. Like what makes them low educated? You know what I'm saying? They actually got their ass up and went. Like the people that y'all trying to get,
they
ain't going.
That's why your candidate lost.
Yeah, and he getting his ass whooped right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be Biden. Okay, this is the last question that we're gonna close out for this episode. But who do you think, because I feel like Biden might win it, who do you think Biden is gonna have for a running mate?
Right now, everybody wants
Booty Judge.
Booty Gage.
No, yeah.
Booty Judge out of the way.
That would be funny. He come back get off him as VP and come out there booty rocking everywhere.
Booty rocking everywhere.
Booty Gage.
Yeah, but I feel like if Biden wins, he will have a position in the cabinet though.
Oh, Buttigieg?
Yeah, all of them will have certain positions.
Who will be the VP?
But I'm talking about people have talked about it, trying to push it in that direction, and he's even said it kind of a little bit that he's talking about getting like Kamala Harris to be his VP.
I wouldn't be for that. And I love black women, but not Kamala Harris.
But
I would take him running with Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, I was about to say her, but I can see that, but I can't. She make me nervous, y'all. Why do I didn't want to vote for her, and I'm a woman, but she made me so nervous. She not cool to me. Warren, she not. She make me nervous. She seems like she is emotional. She'll break the fuck down a little bit. She hanging with the men. But Hillary had some type of swag, like, bitch, I don't play that. But this how the fucking
but some people say Hillary was a killer though.
I say
like Hillary so much more.
Hillary and Elizabeth Warren were very, very similar. I mean, other than the fact that Hillary's a little bit more outspoken than Elizabeth Warren is, I guess. But
she just made me
like the difference between Hillary and Elizabeth Warren is that Elizabeth Warren ain't got the negative shit on her record that Hillary does.
No, she don't.
Like she could run with the same race Hillary did, and she'd have a better chance because she ain't got no negative. Like, well, she don't have those kind of negatives.
They ain't gonna let no woman be no vice president.
I'm saying Elizabeth Warren got like the goofy line shit, like how she talking about she was Indian.
Yeah, like she just got stupid shit. Like it's not killing people.
Trump kept talking about the shit, so now I was like, damn, that bitch did lie.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
But that's why like a lot of black people did like Hillary. They're like, this bitch a shooter.
Yeah,
that's what I like. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, I like her a little bit. I'm gonna roll with it a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people fucked with her. But it was just they attacked her so much with her. And I think like you know what I'm saying the stuff with Bill and stuff like that. They didn't want, and then too just the sexism. They didn't want a woman to be president.
No, I don't think we're ready for a vice president.
Yeah. And like I say, and they basically turned off the black vote so much.
I know y'all trying with that Sarah Palin shit, but it ain't gonna work over here. So you're gonna have to get somebody else.
Yeah, but they talking about like for VPs, it's like Kamala Harris. It's talking about Stacey Abrams. They're talking about Elizabeth Warren. It's like, 'cause they said the VP needs to be a woman.
I say it's gotta be a woman.
You think what? Y'all think?
I would think it would be between Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren, but I would pick Elizabeth Warren over Kamala Harris. So
I'm not doing
that's just me. Harris just like that whole shit with the when she was the DA kind of thing that really tainted her to me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't so like
I don't know.
They lock you niggas up.
Yeah, she was locking niggas up for real.
That's why I'm like,
niggas up
for real?
But then, no, and you know what? I wouldn't even be mad at her doing that if she didn't start backtracking whenever she was running. Yeah. I was like, if you gonna do the shit, just stand on what you did.
Hey man, let's fuck it up.
Hey, niggas was doing what they
I followed the law.
Yeah, I did exactly what the law stated. I did what I was supposed to do. Stand on that shit. Don't do that shit then, and then now that you run, all of a sudden be like, yeah, no, I see where. No, bitch, like
she knew what the fuck she was seeing before.
Right, stand on the shit. I respect people. Like I tell people all the time, and we can close that. But I tell people all the time, I respect a racist motherfucker that's just outright racist. Call me a nigga, whatever. Like you know what? I'm like trying to beat your ass, but I respect you more than somebody that's like, oh no, I love black people. I got a black friend at the house and blah blah. But they do racist shit underhandedly. Nigga, stand in your shit. If you did some shit that is questionable to other people, stand in it and be like, that's what I did.
It was a woman like on one of the shows last night, or whatever. And she basically talked about it like this. She was like, she was happy for the Democrats, and she said giving Biden the chance to win and stuff like that, because she's like, they have simplified things. She was like, usually the Republicans be like, yeah, we're about immigration, and they just roll with it, whatever. And they're like, that's the single thing they hitting for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody like on one word, one party, we rolling with that. Mm-hmm. Now, like the Democrats try to come out and be like, no, we're gonna talk about healthcare, and this is the policy, and it's like 100 pages long, whatever, right? Or we're gonna try to do this, it's 100 pages long, and people like, I'm bored, I want to read that shit.
Right.
I don't want to get behind that, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So when they say like you got Bernie Sanders talking about Medicare for all and tuition for everybody, and this is how we're gonna do it, and this is the plan, and Elizabeth Warren doing the same thing. People like, this shit is exhausting. You got Biden over here like, hey, I ain't putting no policies out, but hey, this is my black friend over here. We cool. We over here grooving.
We gonna do what we do.
I got the niggas with me over here, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Everybody like, you know what? I fucks with that.
Yeah, we gonna figure it out when we get there.
We gonna figure out what
Take your shirt off.
His whole thing is like, hey, I got the black folk with me.
Hey,
we need to get this motherfucker Trump out of here. Yeah. That's the main goal.
Let's do it.
And that's what
barbecue.
Biden's whole platform is, hey, bro, we got to get Trump out. We'll figure it out when we get there.
And black people like that some shit like, you right, that's wrong.
You know what? That's my nigga right there.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
I ain't got to read all this shit.
Because they feel like as black or whatever, we gonna ride with you. And because of the white man that you are, you're gonna bring white people with you. Because we all in some, and that's another thing too, we all conservative in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people will be Republican if Republicans didn't hate niggas so much.
Right. If Republicans didn't like black people, I'd probably be a Republican.
Yes.
I know y'all will.
Yes. because we don't everybody black believes in entitlements. We believe, hey, we all need help or something like that. But we also feel that a lot of people are misusing the system, abusing the system and stuff like that.
Because we know people personally.
Yeah, we know people personally that's fucking doing it.
Yeah, Keisha's telling me her food stamps now.
But like we discussed before, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, I'm worried about paying the rent for an apartment or buying a house, whatever, and this motherfucker over here got a 2-story house to paying $10 a month.
Right.
And so you like,
I just talked about that shit today. I got a homegirl paying $13. Apartment bad. I was like, bitch, don't you ever ask me for no more money?
Yes.
I got one last question and we need to end it. So, do you think, whether it be Biden or Bernie Sanders, will they beat Trump? Because word is now, like word's starting to go around now that Trump has a real good chance of winning this election, just from the shit that's been going on in the Democratic election.
I think Trump is going to win.
There's a chance that Trump could win this.
He has a chance he can win, but they trying to do every. But then that's what they talked about last night. They were saying that. But they were saying like, but they said the last election, whatever, when Hillary ran, it was like, oh, know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Trump, he could be bad and he's this and that, blah, blah. And, you know, we have to be best and we have to be better than him. And when they go low, we go high type shit, right?
Yeah.
Now we know what we're dealing with, and the message is just a single message like, we got to get this nigga fucking about here.
Yeah. I see what you're saying,
fucking up.
but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think there's enough people really buying into this. We got to do whatever.
Y'all forget who we dealing with.
Because I feel like it's the same message that happened last time. Because everybody was like, because the fight last time was, we got to get somebody that's going to, like, somebody going to beat Trump. Because, like, Trump, ain't no way Trump going to win the election. But then when it came down time to voting time, they were like, but I don't like Hillary. So.
But no, that's the thing, though. It came down to the last election, and the way the last election was different was because people felt like, you know what, I don't really fuck with Hillary, whatever case may be, but shit, Trump ain't going to win. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I ain't going to vote. My vote don't come out of this and that. And thousands of people did that. Like I feel like people are still feeling that way. Like they feel like Trump ain't gonna win. It ain't no way Trump win twice.
I feel like he will, and that's why I'm going to vote twice.
And that's the fear of people right now.
I seen that shit.
That's the fear people that have.
That's the fear we need to put in.
Yeah, that's the fear people that have last time. People like, hey, this motherfucker gonna do what he gotta do.
But he also taught me some shit too. So I ain't gonna say I don't like Trump no more. He taught me a lot of shit.
What Trump teach you?
What?
Tell me one thing.
He thought shit ain't gonna work for you.
What's ain't gonna work?
You know what I'm saying? All that shit talking and basically just being like, I can lie and just keep pivoting and moving around.
You ain't no old white man. You ain't no old white man.
That ain't working for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll take your ass to jail, shoot your ass in the street or something.
You ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, make it.
That's not what I learned.
What you learned?
You can definitely apply to any job you want.
As an old white man.
As an old white man.
No, shut up.
As an old white man with money.
As an old white man, you can be anything you want to be.
The sky's the limit if you're an old
white
man.
So the sky's the limit for me?
For white men.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start.
Are you a white man?
No.
Well,
are you behind?
Yeah, you're not gonna make it.
Thanks.
So
drink my life away.
But anyway, that's all we got. That's all we got, man. Make sure y'all go out.
Go and vote.
Vote. Please vote.
Vote for me and I'll set you free. Oh.
It'll be some shit like that for real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
So that's it, man.
Don't vote for Trump.
Got anything else before we get out of here? Don't vote for Trump?
No.
I would hope nobody vote. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but I hope, for our sake, I hope nobody vote for Trump.
Well, no, I'll say this. I'll say vote for, I think it's probably Biden. I'll say vote for Biden or whatever. And then when he gets in the office, hold his feet to the fucking fire.
Yeah, make him do something.
Like I said, make
he gonna fuck up some shit, watch.
But shit, he can fuck up some shit that'd be manageable.
Right.
Not coronavirus and be like, hey, you know what? I think I know more than the scientists, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just on a hunch, whatever. I think I woke up this morning and say, hey, I'm really good at this. I should have did this instead of being president. And people in the back that actually have degrees and shit in the shit we dealing with, laughing and clapping and smiling and shit.
So they scared.
They don't know nobody. Don't nobody know shit. We just gonna vote and hope for the best.
So as always, we hope you laughed a little. We hope you learned a hell of a lot. Go vote.
Learn something.
We'll help you find the remedy to whatever's troubling you. The Podcast.
All right, y'all.
Yeah. Fuck.